Okay guys, so this is the RoseTec Aura Evo, and it sounds really nice and energetic to my ears. Hi guys, my name's Ian. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I do mostly audio product reviews, and if you guys are interested in this type of content, do consider to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell so that you get notified of my future videos. Okay, so RoseTec Aura Evo. It is currently retailing for $35 US, and if you guys are interested, do check out Linsoul's website. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is go through the accessories, the fit and comfort, and also the sound performance of these Aura Evos. Comes in a box like this, very simple box, very normal, but it's a better box than the Photon, right? So the sister IEM or earphone of this. So the Photon is a simpler box, right? Smaller box, I can see, right? For the Aura Evo is a little bit bigger, it's a little bit nicer in terms of the box. At the bottom here, you do get some specs, and it's a very small one, so I'll try my best to read it out. Very quick one. 20 ohms for the impedance, the sensitivity is 105, and the frequency response is 20 to 20,000 hertz. Okay, so that's for the box. It comes with a carrying case, and this carrying case is a bigger carrying case as compared to the Photon, but the type and the style is the same. Very strong clamp. Alright, but yeah, it looks like a pencil case. You can put other stuff in there, right? And it definitely will protect your earphones. And of course, it comes with some paperwork. All right, let's put that one side. Comes with a wire clip, so you can clip this to your blouse or your shirt. Comes with ear tips, so 3 sets of spare ear tips. Right, at the same time, a 4th one that is already in the on the earphone itself. Okay, so this is a wide bore ear tip. The quality of the ear tip is not bad. All right, it's not too soft, not too hard. Feels quite good in the ear. It's not the rubbery type. It's a little bit sticky, not rubbery, yeah, but it's okay, right? I like the ear tips on this. Let's talk about the cable. Cable is attached to the earphones itself. It's fabric, it's braided, it's 2-core braided cable. It terminates with a 3.5 headphone jack, angled, and a pretty okay cable. I'm not a fan of fabric, but yeah. Anyway, in my country, the microphonics is not really that bad, so it's fine. The Y splitter is made of metal. It's okay. Chin slider is plastic, and it's a little bit on the loose side. Slides quite easily. And the cable is attached to the earphones itself, so it's not detachable. If you break your earphone or break the cable, then you might need to buy a new one. So let's talk about the earphones themselves. This is I wouldn't say bullet style, yeah, but it's almost close to that, but it's an in-ear. All right, so in-ear type of earphones. It's got a 10mm dynamic driver inside. In fact, it's the HD nano diaphragms in there, so it's a good driver, I guess. I don't know, but it's 10mm, so it's got a bigger dynamic driver than the Photon. The outer shell is made of metal with some engraving of the Aura Evo. Very nice. Okay, it's blue. It comes in a few colors, and on the inside you have it's plastic, right? The inner shell is made of plastic. It's got a vent here and some indication here is left or right, and the nozzle is made of plastic as well, and it's a little on the narrow type of nozzle, not the wide type. So you can imagine, it's trying to boost up the bass, right? But with the tuning, we'll talk about the tuning later, right? Let's talk about the fit and comfort. Fit and comfort is a mixed bag for me. I would prefer the fit and comfort of these bullet style on the Photons, right? So Photons, they fit my ear very nicely, right? But for these, I would need to adjust a little bit, and because the cable is a dangling style, so it goes into your ear, and sometimes I need to find that right angle. For these bullet style, I don't need to find that angle, right? There's no angle to it. It just goes into my ear and that's it. But for these, I'll need to find that angle, that right angle. It's a little bit frustrating if I can't find that angle. But other than that, it fits my ear. There's no physical fatigue while wearing these earphones, and I can wear these the entire day, very comfortable, and it gives me a good seal. All right, so the seal, no problem there as well. Unless I tug on the cable itself, then I'll lose the seal. Other than that, I'm fine. Okay. Right, so let's talk about the sound performance of these, and for that, let me take out my graph, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I've graphed out this RoseTec Evo, Aura Evo, and it's I would say V-shaped tuning as well, so pretty similar to its sister, the Photon. In fact, I'll compare these two earphones later. Let's focus on this Aura Evo. So for the Aura Evo, the technicalities on this is pretty good, right? For the price to performance, I would say it's okay, right? The soundstage is actually wide, and it's just as wide as the Photon, which I have here. So sound separation is a little bit better. Layering is good, so it's got that depth there. Pretty wide soundstage. In fact, this is good, I would say, for gaming, and the imaging of the instruments is pretty good as well. So in terms of soundstage, it's good, high performing. For the resolution and detail retrieval is also very good. So the nuances of details, sometimes on different tracks, I can pick up the small details on the track itself. So for detail retrieval is very good. Resolution is also very good. Well, I would say above average is not the best, of course, but yeah, for that price that it's asking for, $35 is very good. Okay. So for technicalities, I would say this is, well, pretty okay for the price that it's asking for. Okay, as for the sound signature, I would say this is V-shaped. So the bass is elevated, right? The mid bass is also elevated, and the treble is also elevated. So it is more like a V-shaped, right? Let's talk about the bass, sub bass. Sub bass is prominent, right? Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is the tone and timbre of this IM or in-ear. It's more of a lean and drier and more natural sounding tone, right? It's got a pretty normal to light note weight, right? So it's not as warm sounding as the Photons, right? So let's put that out. All right, the difference between the Photons and this Aura Evo, right? So bass is elevated, very good sub bass. It's clean, it's control extended, it's got good rumble, and the rumble is more of clean and clear rumble. Is not a warm, it's a bit light, but it's clear, right? So it's more of an analytical type of rumble. The mid bass is punchy, right? It's not as punchy as the Photons, right? But I would say the punch is good, right? It's a little bit on the lighter punch. Is the impact is present, is cleaner. It bleeds a little bit, but it's not as much as the Photons. But the bleed is a very clean bleed, a very clean punch, very pronounced type of mid bass. For the mids, I would say the instruments, they sound forward, more forward than the Photons, and they have that presence whereby I would feel that this entire mix itself, the entire signature, the mids, it shines and is forward, and it's not overpowered by the bass, right? So in terms of the mids and the pianos and the violins, the trumpets, they they shine in this entire mix itself. In the type of sound signature, I would say this is a good sound signature for the mids to shine. I wouldn't say mid-centric. This is not a mid-centric earphone. The mids are still recessed, but you can feel that the mids are more forward as compared to the photons, right? And they sound clearer as well, cleaner, a bit drier, a bit more natural and natural sounding mids as compared to the photons. The vocals, now male vocals, they sound forward as well, but they don't sound as warm or heavy note weighted as the photons. They have got a natural sound to it. The authority that they command is a little bit less than the photon. The note weight's a little bit light, and the tone is a bit more natural. So I would say for male vocals, they sound okay, not as authoritative, it's not as soothing, and not as easy listening as the photons. They sound more analytical, more clinical, and more to the point and cleaner as well, and more forward. Okay, for female vocals, they shine, they've got brightness, they've got the energy, they've got that, they bring the energy to the mix itself. So for the female vocals, they sound great on this. I like listening to female vocals on the Aura Evos, and I would say for female vocals, they have that forwardness, the presence, and even though they sound a little bit on the leaner side, but they sound very natural, and they've got that sparkle there when they're in the mix. So female vocals, they sound great. I like listening to female vocals on these. Treble, right? So treble is bright, right? It's bright, it's got a good presence in the entire mix itself. Treble has got that energy, it brings the energy to the mix itself. So if you like treble, right, this Aura Evo will bring that treble to you. It's got that brightness, it's not harsh, it's not sibilant, and it does not have that shoutiness. Yeah, it's not shouty. It's got that brightness, right? That brightness that brings to the entire mix itself, and the energy. So the energy may be a little bit fatiguing for some, but for me, I'm fine with that energy. In fact, I like that energy. I love that energy that the treble brings to the mix, and the gain of that treble, and the presence of that treble is the kind of level that I like. Okay, the treble roll-off is good. It's got a very natural roll-off, and the tone and the tempo of this treble is very natural as well. So cymbal strikes, hi-hats, they sound very natural, very good resonance and clarity to the hi-hats and the cymbal strikes. So treble's good, I like it. And in terms of the entire mix itself, I would say this is more to my preference as compared to the photons. Okay, let's compare these two, right, since we are on it. So photons, I would say it's more of a fun earphones, more fun listening, more fun type of earphones as compared to the Aura. So the Aura Evo is more of a clinical, more analytical, more energetic earphones as compared to the photons. Photons is more adaptable to most genre as compared to the Aura. Aura, if you like listening to classical, and if you like listening to jazz, more vocals, female vocals as well, then the Aura Evos are good. But if you like listening to all kinds of genre, like EDM, more bassy type of sound, like rock, then or even R&B, then the photons are more suitable. But if you like more clinical type, then the Aura Evos are more suitable. Okay, so yeah, so would I recommend this? I would recommend this for those of you who have a more mature listening as compared to this type of fun V-shaped tuning. So I mean both are still V-shaped, right? But if you want a more matured V-shaped tuning, then the Aura Evo will be the one. In terms of technicalities, the Aura Evo also does have a bit more edge over the photons. Okay, so yeah, for my preference, in terms of the tuning wise, I prefer the Aura Evo. Right, so that concludes my overall impressions and review of this Aura Evo by RoseTec. If you guys learned something from this video or even enjoyed watching this video, do consider to give this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll hope to see you again in my next video. Cheers.